Hello, welcome back. Boxer1 here, and today we're going to be looking at this. This is LEGO Set 31046 from 2016, and it's literally called Fast Car. Now, it's a Creator 3-in-1, meaning it has two other builds. I only have one of the instruction manuals for some reason. I'm going to have to build the other one online, but we're going to be looking at all three of them here, starting with the Fast Car from the title. Now, all of these have some pretty cool features. There are no minifigures in this set, but there are some pretty interesting build techniques and otherwise. So we're going to be looking at all of those as well as all the three builds and giving you my opinion at the end. Since there are no minifigures, we can get right onto the builds, and the first one is the car, which you may say is pretty fast. It may be even a fast car, but it's pretty interesting. It looks pretty cool. I actually really like the look of it, and it has some pretty cool features as well. We can start at the front and work all the way back, so, let's just do it. The front is very simple. It has a very nice grille using a toothed gear piece there, as you can see. Very interesting. Those were used in a lot of Technic sets back in the 80s and 90s. But we also have some nice headlights here, two on either side, using just simple studs, and a very nice engine compartment with a 6-cylinder engine, very nice, and just some other random axles and Technic pieces to make it look kind of, I guess, car-like. Perfect wordage there. But we can keep moving on. On the sides, we have some very simple wheels with some simple Technic pieces in there just to give it a bit more color, which looks pretty nice, and also just keeps the wheels in. We'll talk about the underside in a little while. There's not much to talk about, honestly. You can just look at that. It's a Technic mess. That's what I will say. This set is a Technic mess on the undersides of these. But yeah. It does have some doors on the side, which can actually open. There's enough space for them to flip up. They don't flip out, so they're very fancy car here. And you can get a minifigure in there if you have one, although the set doesn't come with one. There's also another way, which we'll look at in a second. You may be able to tell based on this piece. But yeah, pretty cool. Going back here, we have some just angled pieces, which look very nice, and then a spoiler on the back in black. And the black spoiler looks pretty good. It's very simple. It's raised a little, and then at the back you have some taillights and some other stuff. You can move down this piece, which you may say, that looks really weird. Why would you do that? And the reason you do that is so you can remove the roof. That is how you actually access the interior. And yeah, this just folds over that, and now you have an open top car. That's honestly one of my favorite features in a LEGO set that I've seen. It's also probably unnecessary because, I mean, it's a sports car. You're probably not going to display it really like that. So they could have just omitted that feature and there wouldn't be anything there, but that's a really cool thing to include. On the inside, you just get some two blue tiles on the sides of studs for seats, as well as steering wheel, which is a very nice little piece to include, and it looks pretty good like this, honestly. And if you're wondering, that's what it looks like with minifigures. You can't put minifigures in there if there is the roof on it, so this does kind of allow you to display it with them. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Maybe the car is a bit big for them. It's not exactly minifigure scale. It may be a bit wide, but it definitely looks pretty cool. But moving on from the car, which is the biggest of the three builds, we can get onto the second one, which is a pickup truck, or just, I guess, a flatbed truck. The second build we have to look at is a very nice old-fashioned style truck. Now, it's a pretty interesting build actually, and looks actually quite nice. It is very similar how they do the wheels on this one to the other one, but they do have a very cool, some very cool techniques in this one. So we're going to start at the front and go all the way to the back. Now, at the very front, you have this very nice, front, and this looks very nice, as I said. It has two headlights on either side, as with the car, as well as just a very simple front. It doesn't use that grill piece or that gear piece at the bottom, but instead uses some grills up here. You can't lift up the engine in this one, unfortunately, but yeah, it's just there. But you can lift up the roof, and that's just right here. And you can actually fit a figure in there, and I would also pull off some other pieces with it, but it's supposed to, I'll show you how it's supposed to pull off. That's what it's supposed to do. Sometimes it just pulls up the other ones because they're quite tight on there. But yeah, it has a steering wheel on the interior with a very nice windshield that is actually angled at a very cool way by using snot techniques. Studs on the top, so that's really cool. It also has these mirrors on the side, which you can angle if you want, but it can or sit. Why can't I speak? Feet. It can sit one minifigure in there, and it also doesn't have a back, so be careful while you're driving, or a seat for that matter. So don't know about that one, but yeah, you can fit a minifigure in there very comfortably, and you can grab the roof and just put it right on top. Very simple, and it doesn't look too bad. It's maybe a bit big for him, but yeah, definitely a bit big, but he can sit in there pretty comfortably anyway. The actual bed of the truck is also pretty interesting. As you can see, they were kind of fishing for pieces here while they were working on it. So they were just trying to use every piece possible that they had in the original car to kind of give it an interesting shape, and they did that. You do get a little hole in the floor, so I don't know what you'd be hauling in here, but it better not be small, because it will fall right through there. But yeah, you also get a nice little truck bed at the back that can lower down, or not truck bed, but truck gate, I guess you could call it, at the back that you can lower down, and yeah, some pretty cool mud guards as well on all 4 of the wheels. And of course, you do have some taillights on the back. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this build. I think it's a really good looking older truck build. I don't know exactly the time period this is modeled after, but it's definitely an older one, and I do think it's pretty nice looking as well. Now, it doesn't exactly fit a minifigure as well as the car or the next build we'll look at, but it's definitely a pretty cool model. So, let's get on to the third and final model. And the third and final build is this little weird construction vehicle. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. It has a bucket on the front, and there it is. Built up very well. I think it looks interesting, we could say, on first glance. It is wide, very wide actually, and very different, we could say, from most other construction vehicles that LEGO does. But this is a quite interesting build. Now, it doesn't have much of an interior, but it does have a very nice exterior. It just has some very simple details, like some lines on the back, which actually is kind of a nice little detail. It just gives it some more shape and also some more just detail there, as well as just different colors, and I think that looks pretty good actually on the top. Has some lights on the front, nice windshield you can see in. You can put a minifigure in there. It opens up like this, so you can fit a construction figure in there, or just a figure like this, and you can see how that would look. Very nice actually. Yeah, you may also notice this main part of it that you'd see first, probably. It's this bucket, and it's a very big bucket, or I guess a pretty sizable bucket at the very least. And it is attached to these arms, which are attached with pins on the sides at the very top, and then these are stopper pins at the bottom, which basically make it so it doesn't touch the wheels. There we go. But you also need something to actually carry with this, and the set gives you some nice little studs that can very easily fit in here, and you can lift them up like this and put them overhead or something for some reason, or you can dump them. Very cool. But yeah, a very interesting build for sure. Now let's get on to my final opinion on the entire set. And with all 3 builds looked at, we can now get on to my final opinion. And yeah, I really like this set. I mean, it may be a bit biased because I've had it my entire LEGO collecting time, I guess you could call it. But I think it's just a genuinely good set. It has some good pieces, good models, and definitely some interesting features that you wouldn't expect. Like, for example, especially on this one with the roof being able to come out and go up, so it's basically a convertible. I think that's really cool. Even if I didn't push it in all the way like a fool. But yeah, definitely has very cool features, very cool pieces, and some other interesting stuff about it. Like, even the interiors are not too bad. But yeah, I really like this model. I like definitely the car best. I mean, that's kind of the photo image of the entire thing. That's the front box, everything like that. But I definitely like the other 2 builds as well. I think they're all very good. I definitely rate them from best to worst, or I guess greatest to least, because I don't think any of them are really bad. The car, the truck, and then the forklift, or whatever you'd call it. Not a forklift, but construction vehicle, because I don't know the name of construction vehicles, and I'm too lazy to look them up. Anyway, I like the set, as I've said. I think it's pretty good, and I do hope you like it too. I definitely liked showing it and rebuilding it after probably 4 or 5 years of never touching it. So yeah, I liked it. So anyway, I do hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next time where we'll be looking at something new, probably more Lego. I shall see you then. Goodbye.